Men should not play sports against women. I'm not going to get into all the bullshit that's going on out here in the world today. If anybody thinks that, I think they're stupid.
On August 8, 2026, barely 3 minutes into the opening quarter, DiJonai Carrington pursued Sophie Cunningham during a fast break layup attempt. As Cunningham went toward the basket, Carrington swung her entire left arm across Cunningham's face and neck area, sending her violently crashing to the floor with no opportunity to protect herself from the fall. Cunningham hit the hardwood hard, and the incident instantly sent shockwaves throughout the basketball world. Then came Charles Barkley, the Hall of Fame basketball legend who has built a reputation for speaking his mind without holding back. Barkley has never been the type to excuse questionable or dirty plays as simply part of intense competition, and after seeing this one, it was obvious he had reached his limit.
It was a hard foul. I don't think that DiJonai intentionally came out to get her across the neck like she did. But it did happen, and I thought it was the right call. But, you know, one of the things about Nay is that she's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's going to go walking in for a layup. And so I don't oppose the hard foul. But I also don't think that she intentionally.
What happened immediately afterward only made the controversy grow even bigger. Just 8 minutes after the incident, while Cunningham remained on the court being checked by medical staff and her teammates were attempting to separate her from Carrington, DiJonai turned to Threads and posted a message that instantly sparked backlash. Her post was blunt and provocative: white privilege at Indiana fever.
That's such an unserious person, because what do you mean you commit a flagrant 2 and then you go to Threads and play the victim?
Now trying to prevent the layup, but that is just a hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant 2, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant 2. There is wind up, there is follow through, there's potential for injury.
Like, that was such a clear flagrant 2. Like, clearly she almost took Sophie's head off, and I don't even like Sophie, and she got me on this internet defending Sophie. Like, but that was a clear flagrant 2. Like, there is no question about it. So the fact that she went to Threads, and anybody called this, like, everybody knew she was about to go to Threads as soon as she got ejected from the game. And then the fact that she tagged the Indiana Fever, what does the Fever got to do with it? The refs are who threw you out the game. It has nothing to do with the Fever. And to say white privilege, like, I'm just so confused. You are the one who fouled her, like.
But she didn't stop there. She went even further by posting August 23rd, the date when these two teams are set to face each other again. The player who had just been ejected following the hit on Cunningham's face was now invoking white privilege online, before Cunningham had even been able to leave the court.
Take a walk with me, take a walk with me. There is craziness going on in the WNBA. DiJonai Carrington tweeted out white privilege from the locker room of a game that she was playing in. Get this. She fouled Sophie Cunningham hard. Sophie Cunningham, obviously a white person, fouls her hard. Flagrant 2, gets ejected, goes to the locker room and tweets out white privilege in the middle of the game. Now here's the kicker to me. A flagrant 2 has to be contact that can lead to an injury that looks excessive. DiJonai, it was about as excessive as possible. If there was any evidence of there being white privilege.
This went far beyond ordinary competitive frustration, and it certainly didn't come across as a random mistake made in the intensity of the moment. Instead, the post appeared to be a deliberate and calculated public message, one that seemed to tell the basketball world exactly how DiJonai Carrington interpreted what had happened and what she believed was behind the controversial foul.
Protector. That's it. I mean, you know, I got my teammate back always, so just to get out the way.
Gotta ask about her response. She went in and she got on social and said white privilege after her getting.
Who did this?
DiJonai did. Any response to that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Cunningham had beaten the defense down the court and appeared to have a clear path to an uncontested layup. But Carrington closed the gap from behind and swung her left arm across Cunningham's face and neck area. The impact knocked Cunningham violently onto her back, giving her virtually no chance to brace herself before hitting the floor. The officials initially assessed the play as a flagrant one, but after taking another look during the replay review, they upgraded the call to a flagrant 2. That decision resulted in Carrington being ejected from the game.
Cunningham was brutally fouled in the face during today's game, and the offending player, DiJonai Carrington, was ejected after officials ruled her hit a flagrant 2. But after the ejection, Carrington posted, quote, white privilege on social media and tagged the Indiana Fever. The on-court drama follows weeks of backlash and protests against Cunningham for speaking out against including transgender athletes.
Cunningham quickly rose to her feet and confronted Carrington near the baseline. She shoved Carrington in the chest and angrily exchanged words with her, prompting Mikla Timpson and Fever security personnel to step in and separate the two players. As Carrington headed toward the tunnel, the Sky crowd erupted in loud cheers. Just stop and think about that for a second. A player had just been thrown out of the game after a flagrant foul during a breakaway layup sent her opponent crashing violently to the hardwood. Yet instead of hearing boos or seeing outrage, the home crowd responded by celebrating her as she left the court. That reaction alone raised an entirely different set of questions.
Throat, that could kill her, right? And the WNBA, right? The people that run that league, if you're DiJonai here and you have a foul like that, I don't want to hear about, okay, that's a flagrant 2 and you get this sort of fine. She should be suspended.
That was the environment the Indiana Fever walked into on August 8th. It was the same building where Cunningham was forced to play just 1 week after her comments about gender had become a major political controversy. Then, following the altercation, the player who had struck Cunningham in the face was met with a standing ovation as she made her way toward the locker room. The situation became even more controversial after Carrington went onto Threads following her ejection and posted the words, "white privilege," while tagging the Fever. She later followed that up with another brief post. August 23rd, the date when the two teams are scheduled to face each other again. Two provocative social media posts, both made just 8 minutes after a flagrant foul had resulted in her ejection from the game.
This isn't, as you said, Tommy, oh, whoops. This is intentional. This was targeting Sophie Cunningham, and I don't care if the player is white or black. It does not matter. When you do this to somebody, this is horrible for the league. Obviously, this was done because Sophie Cunningham stood up for women, saying that men shouldn't play against women in sports because there is obviously, a chromosome advantage, just like you see with steroids.
White privilege and a specific date. That was the message DiJonai Carrington chose to direct toward the Indiana Fever and Sophie Cunningham. After the game, Cunningham made it clear that she believed those posts were completely unnecessary. She explained that she had barely interacted with Carrington and had no personal conflict with her. Still, Cunningham suggested that Carrington may have been carrying some unresolved emotions and simply felt the need to express them publicly. Cunningham's response was straightforward. If Carrington felt like that was something she needed to say, then that was her choice.
WNBA is the gift that keeps on giving. The latest is a clothesline foul on Sophie Cunningham by DiJonai Carrington, the woman that went on an incredibly racist rant against cab driver, and of course knocked the hell out of Caitlin Clark from behind her rookie year. But that's okay. I'm not mad at that kind of basketball. That's all good. But the problem is after.
Get your stuff off. 3 simple words. No panic, no victim narrative, and no attempt to create unnecessary drama. This is the same Sophie Cunningham who has repeatedly said that everyone is welcome at her table, that she chooses to lead with love, and that she wants to be an advocate for young girls in sports. That same Cunningham took a flagrant arm across her face and neck, hit the hardwood without having any real chance to protect herself, got back up, confronted Carrington directly, and watched as Carrington was ultimately ejected. Then just 8 minutes later, after Carrington posted white privilege, Cunningham responded with only 3 words, "Get your stuff off." And then she added one more simple thought, "That's fine."
And please comment on this. White girl goes to the basket. African-American woman knocks her on her ass, clothesliner knocks her down, upgraded to a flagrant 2. Black girl kicked out, and it's all because of white privilege. Let me know what you think. I think it's typical WNBA stupidity.
Cunningham made it clear that she did not believe the ejection had anything to do with race. Yet only minutes later, Carrington still chose to post white privilege. That response, coupled with the home crowd celebrating Carrington as she left the game, transformed what could have been viewed as a hard and controversial foul into a much larger story. It raised serious questions about the message being directed at the Indiana Fever, and whether the WNBA can continue dismissing incidents like this as nothing more than ordinary competitive intensity.